For those who follow me, you know I do talk a lot. Like, I actually enjoy getting on here and one, exercising my throat chak throat chakra. You know, talking about my story, my life, because I don't know, I feel like being quiet helps you feel ashamed or whatever the case may be. And it's not even like you did anything, it's all of these things are happening to you in this patriarchy that kind of makes you feel like you're guilty because you participated or because it happened to you. Hey y'all, thanks for joining. Please like the live. So I do get on here all the time. Like, I'm always like coming on here talking about what my ex done did now, and you know, and all this stuff. And like, I'm an only child, you know, so no one really comes to my rescue like that, which is fine. I don't really need anyone to come to my rescue, but everyone's like, oh, you know, what do you do? What do you do? Or whatever the case may be. And truth be told, most of the time, what I do is damn get out the way of my ex, because he's always stalking and always following. And I always come on here anyway to tell you all about the occurrences. Like the last time, how I told y'all I had three people had randomly hit me up at the same time and all this. And I always tell people, like, I do feel like my ex done put everybody that I'm cool with in a group chat and made it seem like I'm messing with each of them at the same time. Just Monday him, Tuesday him, Wednesday him, Monday Tom, Tuesday Dick, and then Wednesday Harry. You know what I mean? Which is never the case. I'm a germaphobe, to be honest with you. I don't mix things like that. I'm not that confused. I'm not that insecure. I'm not that gullible. I'm not that weak minded, whatever the case may be. Like, I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not that liberated. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I'm strong. That doesn't make me dirty. That doesn't make me nasty. That doesn't make me, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm dealing with somebody, I'm dealing with that person, and it's like an investment. Like, I'm dealing with that person, I'm investing myself into this person so that they can trust, or yeah, so that they can trust me and learn me and yada yada. Like, I'm not about to lie to people who I'm with. I'm not about to cheat on, like, I don't date people to lie, to cheat, to deceive, and all these weird things. Hey y'all, thanks for joining. Please like the live. And I think that that's very weird that people definitely do think that women are after, something or whatever the case may be. Anyway, so my ex does do this thing. Like, he's very abusive, and I always come on here and say that every time something happens. How he comes on here anytime I move on to tell that person that me and my ex are still messing, so that that person can then distrust me or not trust me or whatever the case may be, just start disrespecting me, like I'm taking him for weakness or whatever the case may be, which sucks because I'll try to grow something new, because yeah, I am trying to move on or whatever the case may be. And then every time I try to move on, here comes another situation where I got to deal with my ex. Literally, like, he won't stay in the past and he won't leave me alone. And anytime I tell people this, they're like, "Oh, you must be the reason. You must be egging him on. You must be yada yada." No. I already told the story of my ex. I already told the relationship of what happened, and it's basically because he cheated on me so many times. Like, we was together for a we was together for a while. Hip to hip though. Like, when I say together, I mean, like, we was acting like we was a married couple. Like, we was acting like we was married. We was everywhere together, hip to hip, cuddled up in lines, whatever the case may be, like, very close every time. Until until we stopped, until we our chemistry was like messed up or whatever. And I knew it. Like, I knew why. I knew, whatever the case may be. And it was because he was like messing with like everybody. And every time he would mess with someone, he started getting closer to me. Like, he would start messing with someone who's closer to me. You know what I mean? Like closer and closer and closer. In my understanding of what he was trying to do, I felt like he was trying to corner me and like learn me and try to find out any information that he could gather from me, of the people, or from the people that I trusted. Like he was using the people that I trusted to get information from me. So that's why he kept like hanging around or like talking to everybody that I knew. Anyway, and whenever he did, hey y'all, thanks for joining. Please like the live. Y'all are so funny. But yeah. Anyway, so
So pretty. I get one like that.
my baby. Anyway, so like I said, he would get closer and closer and closer. And it was just weird, like I don't know, till a point where it was just too much for me to handle. Like it was like I was the end of everyone's joke, and like no, like everyone knew, everyone was literally messing around with everyone except for me. Like I was the one who was outside the loop, whatever the case may be. Especially because there was this one time where he would go to parties, he would go to clubs, he would go out and not invite me. You know what I mean? Which was fine because I'm a homebody. But it's like, let me know. You know what I mean? Which is fine. Whatever. Anyway, it got to a point where we would talk about it and he would not leave. Like he would keep coming back. It's like you would go do your dirt. I would know about it and you would keep coming back. Because I live with my mom. My mom likes you. So you could just cozy up to my mom and she's gonna let you come to me. She is going to, oh yeah, sure, she's right over there. She's here. I could be like, yo, please don't tell him that I'm here. She's right over there. Like she would sell me out so fast. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very defensive. Anyway, so whenever my ex would like, do all his stuff, whatever. All right. So being that I'm not that jumpy to go do something back to him, I let it go or whatever, but I would tell my mom like not to let him in or whatever, but he would still come in cuz he would bring flowers and like literally make himself come in. Anyway, to a point where he started telling everyone that I cheated on him, I cheated on him, I cheated on him because he kept coming back. So I fucking, excuse my language. You know what I mean? If you get it, you get it. Like I hit my ex, that was before him. I hit him up. I was like, and he was like, and then we did what we did. And now he goes around telling everyone that I'm the whore, that I sleep around, that I sleep with everybody and anybody, and yada yada and yada yada. And people definitely believe him too. Anyway, that was when he finally stopped coming around. You know what I mean? Like he finally fell off the face of the earth. I haven't seen him since that day. That was the last time I saw him. And then what was funny was anyway, that was the last time I saw him. And like of course I was like, "Oh, what happened? Because every time it was you, you kept coming back, but now it's finally me and you literally." So for a while I was confused. I'm like, "Is he coming back? Is he coming back? Is he coming back?" And then when it was finally like, no, I was finally able to release and finally feel the freedom. Feeling the freedom did not last that long because every time I would talk to somebody else, he would stalk me. He still stalked me. First of all, he did keep telling everyone that I'm the one who slept around, who broke up the relationship. Second of all, he's the one who followed me, stalking, cyber stalking me. He's following me around, following who I'm talking to and everything like that. Told everyone to randomly shoot their shot at me. And it was just so like it was a lot of psychological weird stuff. Like being that he was cyber stalking me, he was talking to like whenever I would talk to somebody, he would tell that person that I'm still talking to him, but to go ahead and try this or to go ahead and do this or to just to see if they could try to 1 2 3 me. You know what I mean? And we would go on a normal steady pace and then randomly it was, "Oh, hey, what's the color of your panties?" You know what I mean? And it was just like it was it wasn't that kind of vibe. It wasn't that kind of vibe. It was a, "Hey, let's see where we are in our awakening. You know what I mean? But nowadays, it just turned into, oh, you know, let me see your. And it was just like, well, that's when I know that he would definitely step in that relationship and he would, ruin the vibe that was going on. And then people would believe him. The people would believe him. They would be like, oh, you're definitely two timing. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting these notifications. That's why I'm getting distracted. He's definitely like two timing, or they felt like I was definitely two timing him and them. And so they believed them. They was like, oh, she's just and so they would start talking to me less or just ghosting the conversation and coming back with some ammo. And then the ammo would definitely be whatever me and him's last conversation was, or why he couldn't really like humble me in the way that he felt like he should have, or whatever the case may be. Like, I felt like he was trying to just beat me down ever since. Like, first of all, for a long time. And anyway, and so, as for today, and all this happened years ago. I've since moved on, and me and in this relationship, me and the person, this current relationship is not necessarily a real relationship because of all the mistrust that keeps happening, the mistrust of both of our exes, honestly. And the thing is, both of our exes hooked up. How do I know? I know my ex and his ex. She's very Hold on. Hold on. Every time I'm on live. All right, just wait. This is another thing too. This makes no sense. Anyway, in this relationship, because I've known him for a while, we've been friends, but we've never taken it like that for until we were both like cleared of both of our relationships. And like I said, I know his ex because I felt like she had her eye on me for a while, even before they started going out, after they started going out. I felt like she knew that he liked me. And so she would try to make it seem like I'm the aggressor of the reason why they broke up, whatever the case may be. When they were bound to break up anyway, they kind of weren't parallel. They kind of weren't alike. I kind of knew him more than she knew him, but that's not even like it's not even like it wasn't a competition. Like I didn't, I knew that she still liked him, so I didn't like, you know, cook for him, promise him, life forever, whatever the case may be. I just kind of like I was his friend, but I let him, you know, start the friendship. It wasn't like I was like, hey, we need to hang out. I miss you. I da 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 da. I need to see you. Whatever, whatever. No, it wasn't on me. It was mutual, and it was on him. Anyway, but I knew that she hung out with my ex because she definitely made me. She wanted me to know that she was the dominant, aggressive type of woman, whatever the case may be, because I don't know her. But she definitely wanted me to be scared of her, to know her, and to kind of read her, kind of. So she just made sure to make things kind of black and white so that I understood that she was, whatever, whatever. Anyway, that's how I knew that her and him and my ex ended up being together, hanging out, putting each other on this game of, okay, let's make sure that they don't, you know what I mean, that they don't get serious, that they don't end up together, that they, fail. Let's make sure that they whatever, whatever. And I mean, for the most part, that's why me and him never, yo, never mind. Anyway, for the most part, that's why me and him never like took it too seriously because we both knew that both of our exes was like weird people. It's just weird to say because it's just weird to think about because it's like if obviously if you knew that these people were weird you wouldn't date them in the first place. I didn't know that he first of all I was his first girlfriend. That's what he told me. My ex, my abusive ex. He told me I was his first girlfriend. Um, danger, red flag. But I didn't think anything of it. I felt like we were gonna last together. I felt like he would take me seriously. I felt like he would respect me. I felt like we would have something seriously. I didn't think that he would try to make, you know, I didn't think that he would try to like gain over on me. I didn't think that he would try to like do all this. If I knew that, I swear, if I felt any kind of way, I would have broken it. Well, which I did. There was a time where I did tell him to like not come back anymore because we had this random argument like earlier in the relationship. I was like, oh, you know how girls talk about, oh, what if I was a snake? Would you still talk to me? What if I was a worm? Would you still like me? What if I was this? Would you still want me? And then one of the conversations was, if I was fat, would you still like want me? And then he goes, well, no, I think that you would have to still be attractive. Something to those lines of he wouldn't want me if I was fat. And it was like, you gain weight when you're pregnant. So if you wouldn't want me if I got fat, that means you wouldn't be a good dad. You wouldn't be a good husband. You wouldn't be a good supporter. You wouldn't be a good provider. You got to leave right now. You got to leave right now. And then he was like, he did not leave. Like, he, he, he would go take a walk and come back the next day. And that kept happening so many times. And then that sucked so bad. I felt like, well, whatever. Anyway, I say this is I'm saying all of this to say that me and the person who I did move on with, we kind of didn't stand a chance because of our exes. They were very weird people and they wanted to make sure that me and him never stood a chance. Like even now, where anytime me and him do hang out and then we both go missing whenever one of us goes to sleep, whenever one of us has something to do. For example, the last occurrence was me doing my hair. I do my own hair. And it takes me some days cuz I have a toddler, I have a baby, to do my hair. I have to do my hair, stop, cook, stop, do this, stop, do that, stop, do this, do my hair. And then my the dude that I'm talking to or whatever, he goes, "Hey, I want to see you. I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you." I'm like, "Hold on, I'm doing my hair." And then so now the conversation turns into, are you sure you're doing your hair? Are you sure you're doing your hair? It literally turns into, are you sure you're doing your hair? You claim. And then here's what I didn't want to tell anybody, but I made the appointment, child. I made it. I have a baby already. This is the second time that I got pregnant by him, and that I have to good night, it's okay, that I have to, you know terminate because the first time my baby was smaller. My baby right here was smaller. And and the second time, which is now, is kind of like, now we're going through, well, first of all, being that the first time that I did get the termination, he was so unhappy. He felt like I should have kept it. And I was like, well, my baby's small. Like, I don't think, we should do it right now, maybe later, and maybe if we got married or whatever the case may be, because I already, you know what I mean? Like, I already messed up once, and I didn't think that I, was able to have a baby, because I was told by my OBG and everybody that my ovaries was out of whack, that they was not this and not healthy and not da 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 da, whatever the case may be. So I kind of didn't know that I was able to have her. So now I'm like, okay, if you want me to keep this one, we would have to get married. He goes and marries somebody else. He goes and marries somebody else. So, you know, I ended up getting the first abortion. I'm like, no, like, no. And then, well, now he's married, and me and him are still, to the point where I'm, now. And it's like, the reason why I have to get this termination is because he's married. And the thing is, I blame all of this on the fact that both of our exes want to make sure that we do not trust each other, that we do not build anything towards each other. If I kept our children, now it's children, it's not even child, I would have 3 kids. But I do trust this man. He is a very good man. He knows my intentions, he knows my heart, he knows that I have a good mind. I just don't think that because when we do get together, our chemistry is like pow, like 1,000,000%, that we kind of don't have the patience to kind of level out the game, the play field, where we are, what are we doing right now. No, it's we're in front of each other, take those off. And he's the only person where I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't know where I put, like, I don't know. I feel like he's the only person where I could feel like anytime, any place. What Janet Jackson said. You know what I mean? He's the only person because anyway. And I just feel like, man, my ex will not leave me alone. Especially because he knows now that I love this dude and that this dude loves me. So here he is back and forth with the whole distrust stuff. And I don't know where, when, because obviously I'm not always with this man, but he definitely told him that while I'm doing my hair, that I was doing something else and all this and all that. And being that me and this man argue all the time because he's married and I, am busy. I have a baby. I be doing my hair. I be doing my own things in this life. I just feel like he doesn't trust me, which is valid because he's married. Like, you don't have to trust me. But we do miss each other. We're good friends. We're best friends. We hang out. And, you know, we only hung out once. So we only did that once. And our bodies be knowing each other very much, very well acquainted with each other. So yeah. So anyway, it's up to me. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna, cause I already made an appointment. You know what I mean. So I'm definitely going to do that. But I just didn't want to be the one to pay for it alone. Like last time, we both went half on it. This time, he said he's gonna pay for it. So, and he said he gets paid on Friday. So I'm gonna wait, you know, for him to give me the money before I go do it. It's just so annoying because we had to have a fight. And it's like, I don't know, even if we didn't have the fight, I wouldn't be able to keep it anyway because on account he is, married or whatever. But I do think that it's annoying because every time me and him have an argument, my ex parades that he is happy, like he parades some victory, like he knew. And that's why everything does make sense to me, but being that I was able to conclude all of this, everyone started calling me a witch, saying that I was just, too deep in the psychic realm, like to be able to understand all this and piece all this together. And it's like, whatever you want to call it, you guys are very, like, immature. That's why I was able to figure it out because you guys, when you do anything, you're so happy that you did it that you can't shut the fuck up.
Look, how
Excuse my language. Which is
look
fine
a
because, I mean, I normally wouldn't even say that that's your tell. You know what I mean? I would leave your tell a secret so that I can tell whenever you do anything. But anyway, I wanted to make my video, especially because it matters. Like, I always make these videos, but then I start going off or whatever. or just like getting distracted and I lose where I was at or whatever the case may be, to where it gets too drawn out and people definitely click off, which is fine. But this is my story. My ex of 2016 won't leave me alone till this day. We broke up at like 2017, 2018, the end of 2017. So it looked like it was 2 years. Like it gave the impression of 2 years, but it was like 1 and like 8, or you know what I mean? Like 1 year and 8 months or 9 months or whatever the case may be. All I know is whenever me and him did break up, I started talking to this new dude. To this dude. Like right then. and but that wasn't when my ex was cyber stalking, because if he was cyber stalking, he would know that me and him was talking. He started cyber stalking when this dude's ex caught on that me and him was talking, because that's when she started cyber bullying. And that's when she and he and my ex met. They met up and they switched their mutual connections, whatever the case may be. They definitely connected and put each other on game, whatever the case may be, so that they both were on point with what was going on. And then they both laid out their own game plans on how they're going to move on in life and hold us back and make it seem like I'm the aggressor. Because they didn't like me. They didn't like that I was smart. They didn't like that I was strong. They didn't like that I dared. Anyway, 2018, me and this man really started talking. We were like together for like a good 3 to 6 months, like moved into his apartment and everything. We were together before we both had vehicles. We would take a public bus to meet up with each other. And we had nowhere to really like do it, but we did it. Um, I'm not gonna say all where, until he started driving first, and it would be his car all the time. And then I got my car, and then you know, he got his place. And then I would always go to his house, bring my bag, and then every time we would leave, every time I would leave, that's when all the mistrusting games started. But that's how me and him ended up breaking up, because I didn't bring clothes forever. I brought clothes for like that week, so we would be good for a week and then off the next week, or like I wouldn't go to his house on my period. So on my period, it made it seem like I was, stepping out or whatever the case may be. He would take naps, and then I would think that, whatever the case may be. And especially, like I said, she cyberbullying me the whole way through because she stalked him. She stalks him. So she's making it seem like him and her are still dealing with each other, that he's lying to me, that I'm not the one, you know what I mean? And that's the idea that my ex is now using, that I'm still with my ex, that I'm cheating on or I'm lying on whoever that I do like with him. You know what I mean? Which is a dumb cycle. It's been going on since, like I said, 2018. We're in 2026. And me and this man, we definitely love each other. We just can't trust each other. And it takes the smallest to kind of break us, because we're not around each other all the time. And we're not. Was that a fart? That was a poo poo? Chill, I gotta change my baby. So, okay.
Oh,
I'll change you. But yeah, um, we would break up, and then that's how I got my daughter, because I'm like, okay, let's put a stop to this once and for all. Because he did move. He moved to Alabama, and then when he moved, I was like, well, okay. And he was gone for like, I don't know how long, but that was the longest that we haven't been together. So I really thought it was the end of our relationship. I, moved on, got a daughter. He came back, and I've literally been pregnant ever since. Like, termination. And then we would fight because I had to get our termination. It's just an ongoing cycle. So it would be really funny if I didn't terminate this pregnancy, right? But I don't want to have two babies. Look at my beautiful girl. Whenever she keeps her hair done. My beautiful baby girl. Why are you making that face? Smile. 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 Aw. She's a beautiful girl. And now she don't want to be on the camera. But anyway, I solely provide for her because I'm not with her daddy. Her daddy's mad weird. He thinks that I should be effing him for him to take care of my child. I don't even like effing people like that. And baby, I got a man. Please. Let me stop. But if you think I'll ever ask anyone to help me with anything, you gotta be out of your mind. I'm an independent on all levels. On all levels. I'm my mom's only child. So yeah, you will see me around my mommy. But it's really because my mom is not a citizen. Well, she is, but she normally needs help with like a lot of things. So I'll be here helping her with like technology and all kind of things to see, to speak, to do like stuff online, whatever the case may be. So I'll be around. Because even when I'm not around, she'll make it difficult and make me, help her on the phone. I've done that before. It doesn't work. I'd rather be here in person so I could just do it. I can't explain it to someone who will interrupt me. So I'm here. But apparently, we're supposed to move out in a few. So I'm excited to find out what's going to happen about that because, anyway, I'm just happy. Like, I'm happy because my life is not hard, it's not difficult at all. But my ex will make it hard for me. You know what I mean? That's the only downside to my life. Like, my ex follows me and tells everybody. He's the one who I stopped working in like 2024 because he called my job, like called and called and called and called and called and called so many times that everybody's like, yo, what happened? Like, what's going on? And then he started some random ass argument like, oh, now you don't want to answer, or now you something, something, something. This guy deleted the mess. No, he didn't delete the messages. He blocked me. He called me on Instagram. He blew up the phone, and then he blew up my Instagram. Random. And then he says all this, oh, we've been talking since 2019, don't you forget? Some random ass messages, random as hell from the sky. And then I was just like, all right, let me not do this anymore because I don't want to build something for him to find me and ruin it. I'm like, let me just take a break. Me taking a break. Can't trust anybody else. Oh, let me change my baby's diaper. Hold on, is it dirty? Let me see. Or was that a fart for real? Because I definitely heard some moisture, but oh, it was just a fart. Okay, good. You guys, I'm happy because my life is going in the right direction. But I'm upset because if I do need to trust anybody, that's where my ex won't allow. My ex won't allow it. Um, this dude's ex, she's married now. She's married to somebody else, but she's making it seem like she's on social media narrating, making it seem like her and him got married. Like she won't leave him alone. She's saying that she's making it seem, she's insinuating that her and him got married, that I'm still on the side. Still on the side because that was what she was insinuating when she wasn't even in a relationship anymore with him. You guys. And then people, I'm pretty sure, I really don't even care. Like I know for sure, like there's people who doubt my story, people who don't believe me, whatever the case may be. What do you want me to do about that? This is my story. And dumb shit be happening. Dumb stuff definitely be happening. And I'd be happy that I'm able to tell my story. Especially, I feel like Scam Likely doesn't call at night. During the day, Scam Likely, Spam Likely, whatever the hell is called, would call and mess up my lives. Like every time I would go live, I would get a call, and then after the call, the whole thing would disconnect and then mute. So I'm actually happy to get through this time, to get through, like, to get the whole story out this time. Or I will feel like it's the whole story. But I'm pretty sure there's so much that I could really say. Like with my ex, like, being that I know him so long, I know that he doesn't act alone. Like mentally, he doesn't come up with these weird ideas alone. He hangs out with his cousins, and they definitely, are his father figures. And like, well, when I say they're father figures, I say like they're really like they. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They help raise him to the point where like he understands women through them. You know what I mean? And I know that because he has his own grooves until he doesn't just believe his own grooves. He believes in doing things in other ways to get his point across. Which, yeah, it gets your point across, but I can tell, like, I can sense when you've left your path to try someone else's path to get to what you needed. Which is why I know most of the stuff that he be, with his cousins, they'd be like, hey, you gotta do this, man, you gotta do this, man, you gotta do this, man. Especially because, like I said in one of my videos, one of them, unfortunately, to say this, like, I'm sorry to say this, but he has a condition where we don't necessarily know if he'll be here tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because this occurrence that keeps happening. So I feel like he's one of those people who tells him what to do, who gives him, influential ideas and tells him, hey, you got to try this. Hey, you got to do this. Hey, you got to do it this way. And that person does not have a girl. He doesn't. But but he tells him he has to try it this way. He has to do it this way. He has to do it this way. And he believes him. Why does he believe him? Because now this person comes out. Well, first of all, he believes him because a person who's older is like, hey, I've done this in the past. I know, I know, I know. And then you believe him because, well, they're older than me, you know what I mean? They must have had a past or whatever the case may be, and you'll literally take their word for it. And he does, he takes their word for it, especially if that person is like, bro, trust me, you trust me, you gotta do it this way, you know what I mean? Like literally, not even like, yeah, forcing them, like you're forcing, you're pressuring someone to now do something your way because you just know, you know. So, a million times out of 10, nothing that this man tries is on his own volition, is on his own, like, I should probably, it would make sense if I, maybe I. Like, he's not thinking for himself. He's thinking, man, such and such is happening right now. I wonder what I should do. He calls his homeboys, bruh, 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 bruh. He tells them his story, which is a whole, like, sports novel of whatever the hell just went on. He's not gonna tell the full story of where he got embarrassed. He's gonna tell the action packed of, how he was the victim in the case and stuff like that. I know how this nigga is. He's light skinned. I've never been with another light skinned nigga before. Well, except for my baby's, dad. But he ain't all that light skinned. Like you can see my baby, she kinda is my skin color. You know what I mean? Anyway, but that nigga is yellow, and I have never been with a yellow nigga before. And he'll stay in the sun to make it seem like he's brown. Like this nigga, I don't want to say he hates himself, but I feel like he feels like he's the odd one out. So he does stuff to be extra. Like he does extra shit to feel like he
It's
to feel like he does extra stuff to feel like he's valid. You know what I mean? Especially because he is a huge dude. He's huge in his size. Not even like that he's overweight. He's a big dude, as in like he has a big structure. He was fat and he lost a lot of weight and he's been athletic, so he's kind of big. Anyway, y'all, this this video is getting mad long. Um, do me a favor, please like this live because I kind of wanted to reach as many people as possible. I already made a video earlier today. The video was kind of about, it was just a message to him, like literally me talking to him about you need to do this, you need help, you need therapy, yada yada, because like I said, whenever they do their little shit, they celebrate it. And he starts celebrating on Twitter. He's on Twitter, like talking about basically, obviously not out loud, but in code, basically. He retweeted something about people not moving no TV. Basically, yeah, he's watching. He's still watching. He's not gonna stop watching. You know what I mean? And then it's like, get some help. Like I knew that he would say he's saying all this because me and this dude had an argument this week about me doing my hair, and he's making it seem like, oh, my hair, me doing my hair is code for ducking him and code for doing, somebody else, whatever the case may be. No, because my ex got in this nigga's head. And what pisses me off is I feel like my ex do be using his size to get in these niggas' heads. And then they definitely believe him. I wish I knew how. And I feel like I think I do know how because, like I said, how his cousins be persuading the shit out of him to be trying shit their way. He be doing the same thing to these niggas. He be like, bro, you gotta try me. You gotta listen. You gotta do this. He be talking to them like, bruh, 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 like pressuring them to try his way. It's fucking a whole cycle. And it's like, oh, pattern recognition. How would you know? How would you know you're psychic? It's pattern recognition. Like, I know you because that's what you do. Whenever this guy plays basketball, I'm gonna get off. This is my last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna get off. Whenever he plays basketball, because, like I said, I was with him like 24/7. He would play basketball and literally beat up the people he's playing basketball with and make it seem like, no, it's just street ball. Like, he would use his entire weight on a small dude and be like, oh no, you just gotta get your weight up. You just gotta get your weight up. Like, I know the type of person he is. He's a whole asshole. Let me say one last thing, then I'm done. He's the kind of person who will trigger you so that he could be like, oh, you want to fight about it? You want to throw hands about it? You want to throw hands about it? Whole time, he has a knife in his pocket. So you'll be like, yeah, let's throw hands about it. Hold on. Okay. You'll be like, yeah, let's throw hands about it. And then you fucking, if he loses, he's poking your ass. That's the kind of person he is. He is very unfair. Very unfair. Yes, very unfair. If I knew that, no, I wouldn't be with him. And I only liked him because back in high school he was like my first friend. I was a new student and he was very funny. He made me laugh. Made me comfortable at the school because nobody liked no teacher's pet, and I fucking knew all the answers. Nobody liked that. They felt like I was better than them because I was a nerd. Man, people don't know this, but from my old high school to this high school, I was in all honor classes and AP classes. But when I moved to this school, they didn't have no space. So I had to sit in the general fucking population. Okay, I'm coming. I had to sit in a regular class. So all my fucking credits got down. My mom can't defend. She don't even realize what the hell they talking about when they saying what they're saying. I was in magnet programs doing all kind of things. So when I knew all the answers that the teachers were asking, everyone's like, a teacher's pet, a nerd, da. Well, now you mad because I'm with you and the nerds. Like you thought that I was a nobody because I was a black girl and everything. But no, I was in there with everybody. I sit at lunch. I can sit at anybody's table. Anyway, child, y'all, I gotta go. But I'm gonna leave this video public because I done said every single thing. Oh my god, except for my acne. Do me a favor, please like the live, and I will see y'all in another video. Peace out.